All right, sorry for y'all having to see my face again before we start the pod, but we had a few audio issues. I was messing around from the previous audio issues that we had to try and negate that from happening again, but I apparently fucked it even further. So, um, yeah, there's I'm not gonna lie, the audio is kind of fucked. If you don't want to listen, I ain't gonna blame you, but uh, you know, at least like, share, copy the link. You ain't even got to send it to nobody. It just helps the algorithm a little bit. But, subscribe, share it with your friend. Tell your grandma about it. She probably won't like it, but, let her know that we're here. We appreciate y'all. Anyways, I'll get y'all right into the episode. Welcome back to the Two Tone Podcast, episode number 34. And I bet you're wondering why TT's on this side of the camera. We have very special guests this week. The Dream Slice guys. What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What you guys been up to?
It's been cold and I've been inside.
I must say I felt that 100%.
Yeah.
It's always the worst when it gets cold. You can't do nothing, and then it's not even the cold; it's the wind. I feel like that's the Midwest.
It's perfect podcast weather.
It is really, sit inside, just talk for a couple hours. Well, probably not a couple hours here, but maybe an hour if we get lucky.
This is gonna be a 4-hour marathon.
Okay, you heard it here first. Buckle in, 4-hour marathon. Let's get on into it real quick. Hopefully y'all can hear the audio because I can't. We'll see if it's running. Do a little turn it off, turn it on actually. Oh yeah, there we go. Hit subscribe, hey. Share it with your friend, do all the buttons. We appreciate you.
Are we allowed to issue threats to non-subscribers?
Go for it.
Okay. We will find you.
We'll hunt you down.
We will. Alex can do. What was your martial art?
Taekwondo.
Yeah, he'll kick you and learn jujitsu and wrestle you down to the ground and make your thumb press the subscribe button. You subscribe to podcasts?
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now.
YouTube.
So you just subscribe to the
yeah.
YouTube channel.
Okay.
We're almost at 50 subscribers, man. We just need one more.
Oh, nice.
We're at 49.
We'll make it happen.
We're gonna start our OnlyFans when we get to 50.
Great.
Wait, I thought you said you were at 50.
No, we're almost at 50. We got 49. One of y'all that's not subscribed,
I think you're aiming a little bit low. I think like your OnlyFans threshold should be like 69.
Well, that is pretty good.
I think that's a better number, and it's a higher,
Right.
shoot for
Yeah.
the moon.
Okay. We are almost at 50. You gotta shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all heard it here first. At 69, Two Tones OnlyFans. You'll be able to see TT's.
Now, are you two like?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a calendar.
So the two
Yeah,
of
it's
you?
gonna be like a calendar. Like I'll be January,
Okay.
he'll be February. Back and
I thought
forth.
it was gonna be like related. Isn't that so kinky?
Just
yeah. My
and bizarre.
I also went the incestuous route.
It's what's on the rage right now.
That's what you guys know.
we just throw
It's
it.
a burgeoning
You just throw a step in front of one of the brothers, and it's all good. All right. Anyways, if you're new to the podcast, my name is Jaylen. I'm a musician and I do all sorts of other creative shit. But I just dropped an EP. I should have changed the font on here, but Unfuckswittable, the deluxe edition, it came out on Spotify about a week ago. By the time y'all hear this, so go check it out. Share it with your friends. Appreciate everybody. There's 4 new tracks that weren't on the original EP on there, so go give it a listen. I appreciate y'all.
Are those bonus tracks or are they
So one of
fully incorporated?
One of them is the album or the EP itself is just kind of like a collection of beats I've been working on over the past couple years that I probably won't ever use for nothing, but I like how they sound, so I just put them all on an EP. And then one of the newer tracks is just a sped up version of one of the songs from the EP. And then like over the last couple months after I dropped the EP, I was still making like electronic type beats and stuff, so I was like, I probably never use these, but I like somebody to hear them,
Yeah.
Just threw them on an EP or on the deluxe edition,
Sick.
they instrumental?
They are. They're all instrumental. It's 10 tracks in total, I believe.
Cool. Is that like on Spotify?
Yeah,
Apple
you can
Music
get
and
it
stuff?
pretty much anywhere you listen to music. Spotify, Apple,
Sick.
or
Give a listen.
YouTube.
Like quirky electronic beats.
Yeah, especially him.
Yeah, I make a lot of that stuff as well.
Yeah.
And my solo music, beyond it done.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. What kind of era of electronic beats do you like most?
So I kind of started out with like very like electronic R&B, you know, like mid '80s boogie funk was a big inspiration.
Hell yeah.
I was super into vaporwave. And so you know that was a big influence. And then I kind of got more into like, you know, drum and bass, house music,
Hell yeah.
garage two-step stuff. So way more like higher tempos, dancing.
Hell yeah.
stuff.
I've been really into fucking drum and bass recently. I've been listening to a lot of fucking British drum and bass artists and shit. It's so much fun just to, you know, it's pretty, you know, just drum and bass. So it's so much fun just, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a hot cross buns kind of guy myself. Recorder.
Oh yeah.
I actually did like freshman year of college. Like I bought like an alto recorder. I was like, I'm gonna fucking play recorder.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't know why.
Just
I
cause.
gave it up. Yeah.
That's fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
He bought a double bass too.
I bought a mandolin. I bought like all sorts of ridiculous stuff that I didn't fall through on, and I was broke by the end of freshman year. It was pretty smart.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've spent so much money on just like DAWs and fucking sound packs and all that shit that, you know, I'll use once and then be like, all right, cool, I have it, and I'll never fucking think to use it again.
Right. Yeah, as a result of all that, I mean, like, I'm pretty much an equipment like minimalist now. I only have what I need.
I'm gonna say I have a looper pedal and a distortion pedal. That's all I have right now.
Are you making fun of how many pedals I have?
Yeah, I am.
The Holy Trinity, 3.
It's amazing.
Is it too few for you? He's
I'm gonna
got.
say how many-
He brings to every gig. He brings like 5 pedals that he doesn't use. He just doesn't use them, but he brings them every time.
Just in case.
I just got the tuner on, so you
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
first
it's
5
got-
minutes before we play the gig, that's what it gets you.
Just in case you need a flanger, you know.
Oh, I'm looking for a flanger actually.
I used to
Wait,
have.
is it a bass or a guitar flanger?
I used to have a guitar flanger forever ago. I got rid of it.
I want a bass flanger. You know Cassiopeia? It's like a Japanese fusion group from the late 70s.
I can't say I've heard of them.
And they've got a lot of cool stuff, but it's just like a jazz rock fusion group from the late 70s, early 80s. Or they're killer, but their bass player plays with a flanger.
That's sick as
on
fuck.
some of the tracks on some of their albums, and yeah, that's a sound I really want to emulate. So
That's sick as fuck. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, that and phasers.
Oh yeah.
it's one of those. It's like the only thing that's not in Japanese is the band name, so you can find them okay. But yeah, Cassiopeia debut album.
Hell yeah.
I recommend it.
I've been looking for a fucking what's it called? It's like got the tube. You put the tube in your mouth and it makes the sound.
There's vocoder, but there's also like a
talk box. Yes, that's what I've been looking for one of those things forever, and I can't ever find them. Or they're like $600.
Yeah, they're rather expensive. But like get that authentic Zapp and Roger sound, which I'm sure is like probably. I mean, that's what I go for when I think of that sound. I'd say it's worth it. But on my microKORG, I got the built-in vocoder.
Oh hell yeah!
I can get a good amount of robot sounds, just not quite the the Free Nationals.
Right.
Got, like T-Nav, he's always playing.
I'm gonna say that's where I mainly heard the talk box was from, like the Free Nationals, and there was some guy on YouTube that like just did a whole bunch of covers, and I was like, that's the coolest fucking shit ever. I gotta learn how to do that.
What about Peter Frampton? OG.
I can't say I've listened to much.
Do you feel the way I do? Or is it the love I do?
I can't think of any of the songs.
Wow.
He's like a late
Fake
70s.
fan.
No, what?
You're a fake
He
fan.
uses a talk box. That's the point.
That's all we know.
That's the point. No, you've definitely heard his stuff. He's like
Do you
classic
feel the way
rock.
I do?
Oh, of course
Yeah.
I'm not connected to the internet.
Yeah, but it's an emotional track.
Sorry for all the
I don't know.
banging.
I feel like he made the talk box famous though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But like,
Or have you-
Slash obviously.
Stevie Wonder's used
That's what I was about to say. Have you ever heard the Stevie Wonder cover of?
Close to
Yes. Oh my god.
Close to you. And then Frank Ocean.
Oh, it's
covered
so
that.
good. Yeah, Frank. He sampled Stevie Wonder's. See if I can't find it.
Yeah, it's a fucking Carpenter song.
Oh, okay.
It's so awesome.
So you were able to get the talk box for a deal, I take it? Or because you're saying you didn't want to spend...
I'm about to say it's impossible to find a talk box that's not like $600. They're always so
They are
expensive.
rather expensive.
Gotcha.
Or you find them like secondhand and they're all beat up and shit. And I'm just like, it's not even worth spending $200 on it, you know? But
Yeah.
I just call it even out of vocoder.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, it's robotic enough.
right.
You know, but I'll get it.
Herbie Hancock, is he using a vocoder or a talkbox on, I thought it was you. You know that track?
He uses a vocoder.
It's a vocoder?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great song.
Herbie Hancock's so good.
Yeah.
He did a feature in a song. It's called Moon by Domi and JD Beck.
Oh,
And it's
sick.
such a good song.
No, we love Domi.
Domi and JD are so sick.
Yeah, very, very current era. Do you know like Lewis Cole as well?
It sounds
Super drum and
familiar.
bass, jazz fusion as well.
It sounds super familiar, but I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
He's just like this white dude who like he makes music that sounds a lot like Thundercat, and like he's in the band Nowhere.
Oh, I know Nowhere.
Yeah,
I didn't know him by name though. Yeah.
No, he's super cool, but he's always like the most ridiculous breakbeat drums, you know, with like incredibly jazzy arrangements.
That's sick as fuck. I'm about to say I got really into arrangements like when I was listening to what's the Tyler the Creator album? Fucking Flower Boy.
Yeah,
I got really into like the
turning.
yeah. I'm about to say like the chord progressions and the movements in the songs and shit. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Domi and JD Beck do that really well as well.
And there's a lot of that kind of orchestral, you know, arrangement you can see in Cherry Bomb as well.
Mhm.
Like the song "Find Your Wings." It's also just a total Roy Ayers riff,
Right.
but like amazing Roy Ayers riff.
For sure.
He does play on the track, so I can't.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he does the
That's
vibraphone.
cool.
The more you know. That's cool as fuck. All right, so I want to hop into a little bit about Dream Slice. So for I'm gonna say I don't know if y'all knew how the podcast goes, but I'll pick an album every week, and Theo will pick a movie, and we just kind of chop it up about why we chose each one. So for the album of the week this week, I chose Dream Slice from Dream Slice. That's you guys, and
That's a relief.
what if I just came in here and I was like,
We're easy to upstage.
the Cranberries?
So I'm glad
No,
you picked
like,
ours.
but yeah, I'm about to say I've known you and Peter for the long, or not like knowing you, but known of you. You know, we went to school together and all that. Did Jacob go to Roncalli as well?
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you I ever seen him there, but
He's a
Yeah.
quiet guy. He's a radar
he
guy.
does seem like the, you know, just
Yeah, but him and
in
your
the
cousin
back.
were roommates
they
for
were
like 3
roommates.
years
Oh,
or
hell
something
yeah.
like that. 3
Yeah.
years.
the more you know.
I mean, he's. Cameron's dating.
His
you know,
sister.
his sister.
That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious. The more you know.
Yeah.
I was say I couldn't tell you the last time I talked to Cam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's probably Christmas last year.
Okay.
But anyways, onward and upward onto the EP. So for your guys' first EP, was there a reason why you chose the name Dream Slice for the EP, or was it?
It's self-titled.
Yeah, just kind of make it easy. Just have a self-title. That's what I figured. But
us choosing our name as a band.
Yes,
was also
yeah.
Just a very annoying, painful process because, you know, we'd all like come up with names that we thought were honestly way cooler than Dream Slice.
oh yeah,
And
I'm about to say.
they get shot down so many times. It was a war of attrition.
It's the common denominator, I guess.
Yeah. It was like, I think Peter suggested Dream Slice, and then we're like, okay, fine. We're so tired and done with it. We're just going to choose this. And then Peter was like, I don't know. I think it's kind of bad now.
It's like, I
And-
suggested it.
Yeah, and so we're like, no, you chose it, so you're stuck with it. You know, we're committing to
Hell
this.
yeah, I'm gonna say it's a good name, honestly. I've heard many worse band names in my time, like the Oingo Boingos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That one's a legendary.
You don't like that one?
Nah.
He doesn't like them because of their name.
What's your favorite band name?
Oh, that's a good question.
Tame Impala is a good band name.
Tame Impala is pretty good.
Yeah.
I really love the Black Keys. I love.
Yeah.
Divino Nino.
It's a little obscure.
I'm trying to think of bands. I don't really know off the top.
White Stripes.
I mean, that's kind of like in the same vein as the Black Keys, almost.
Metallica.
Metallica is, no one else was like, we're just gonna name ourselves.
I love the way that Domi and JD Beck phrase their name. Like, it's all capitalized except for the I's. The I's are lowercase throughout the entire
Well,
album.
I'll tell you where that history, like that typography began with Riff Raff.
Did it really?
Yeah, every text you see of his albums, they all have the lowercase I with everything else all caps.
That's fucking funny.
Just inverted.
Yeah, like Jody High Roller. I don't know.
That's hilarious. I would have never even thought of Riff Raff having the lowercase I.
Led Zeppelin.
Band name. Oh, sorry, man.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's a great
Zeppelin's
one.
pretty
That is
good.
a great one. I really like, the band, they're like an indie rock band called Babe Rainbow.
Oh, that is a sick.
It's just a great one. It's
It
just
sounds
like
amazing.
every shade of the rainbow, but babes,
Or Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I like that one a lot.
I've not heard of them.
It's kind of like I don't know, they play at a lot of like EDM festivals. It's like electronic going into EDM, but it's not quite that.
Okay.
They have a really interesting sound.
You said Rainbow Kitten
Yeah.
Surprise.
Sounds very ravery.
Right. Yeah, I'm about to say I probably couldn't tell you too many band names.
Tell you about typography. Like, how A$AP Rocky, he's always got like the B's, his A's and stuff. And so many rap people do
Is
that.
he going to jail?
I mean, he was like deported from like Sweden, so he's just living an exciting life.
Deported or extradited?
Yeah, whatever.
Whichever one
term-
fits better.
I might be thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was A$AP Rocky.
No, he definitely. But anyways, I'll get onto it even more. Controversial rapper.
I mean, we Dream Slice. We have our criminal charges we're dealing with too. So a lot of court dates.
Yeah.
A lot of court dates.
That's what you get for living life on the edge, though.
You got to do what you got to do.
Something like 70 felony counts.
I mean, that's why I left California in the first place.
Yeah.
Is because
Escape the long arm of the law.
Cali,
after Trader Joe's, you just can't go back.
Cali will get you, man. They're real strict out there.
Mm-hmm. But
Is this where we start talking about the deep state?
Start talking about Hamas and
Hell yeah.
how the government's just
Let's get into
aliens. And
Hey, my mom believes in that stuff. All right,
And aliens?
definitely.
Did you see? Like it was like big news for some stupid reason. Like a few months ago, these experts went to like the Congress of Mexico, and they displayed these alien remains.
oh yes, I saw.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And they're just clearly fake.
Yeah, I saw this one video where it was like they were just cutting into it. It was cake. It was it's like a spoof of the video that they made.
Yeah.
But
I hate those. I hate those like videos online. It was like a cake that looks like a cube.
oh yeah, and then they cut. You're like, what the fuck?
I don't like that.
There's a museum in Arizona that is specifically for aliens, and it's like the billboard for it is an alien riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
What the actual fuck?
It's
It sounds like a
amazing.
place
Yeah.
I need to go to.
Yeah.
If
It does
I-
have a real moment
On mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
If there were two options, like animal cruelty, but I don't see it, and then no animal cruelty, but I have to watch those videos of animal cakes getting cut into, I would choose the animal cruelty. I would choose A,
I mean, you know how many kittens
because
died?
I just don't want to be bothered by it.
You know how many kittens died
I
in the
can
making of
understand.
Milo and Otis? And it's like your childhood is defined by that movie. You're like, oh, I just love all those wonderful pets. You're like, you know how many of them had to get killed so you could have that joy? Measure your joy in how many kitten deaths you can think of.
Neither of us speak for the band.
Because I've experienced so many kitten death joys today. All right?
He's on a rampage.
I don't even know where to go now.
No, those videos actually, yeah. I don't like gore. or
Oh, me
anything like
neither.
that. Like, yeah, that like I mean, I'll put up with it if it's a good movie. But
No.
there's like those like Saw. I've never watched a Saw movie,
neither.
and I don't intend
I'm
on
on
doing
a
so.
completely different.
I'm
Yeah,
much
he's-
more of like a
he's
psychological
very
thriller.
I,
Yeah.
I can't do all like just the
Yeah.
Just
That's the
blood
thing.
fucking going everywhere.
Yeah.
You got horror, like jump scare horror, where they're trying to give you like ooh, a rush, a jolt. The stuff I watch is not jump scare at all. It's just people being tortured, and you're like, I mean, you kind of have to already be into it to sit down and watch it.
You watch as Human Centipede for fun.
Oh, I
I
could.
mean, I have seen it 1 and 2. Plus, the
He's like, I've seen it.
Plus the martyrs. Yeah.
It's like if a 3 comes out, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a fan.
Well, there's those. I'd say The Martyrs is one of the best. It's a low-key little French transgressive film. Love that one. But
I like the movie that you guys picked for. Theo, did you pick the movie of the week?
Oh yeah, we can get into it if you
That's
want.
my-
getting bashed.
That's my favorite.
Speaking of,
the Tarantino, it's hard to pick.
oh yeah,
but
there's so many good ones. You got Pulp Fiction, you got fucking Kill Bill, you got
Reservoir Dogs.
oh Reservoir Dogs is so good. Django, fucking
Django's amazing. That was the very first movie of Tarantino's that I ever saw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Late to the game.
I'm gonna say
I was late to
the
that
first
one.
one I saw
I
was-
had a sheltered childhood.
Oh, me too, for sure. The first one I ever saw was Pulp Fiction when I was like 19, and I was like,
Oh,
"This
really?
is so fucking confusing. I have no idea what's going on." But I ended up watching it again a couple of years later. Then I was like, "Okay, it makes a little bit more sense now." But
Right.
I did not have a sheltered childhood. I got to watch Austin Powers as a child, and then I called my sister a bastard. It was awesome.
So Theo, is Inglorious Bastards your favorite Tarantino movie since you picked it out, or where are you putting it?
It's between Inglorious Bastards and Django.
Yeah. Solid. What makes Inglorious Bastards my personal favorite is I love the bar scene
I'm about to say,
where his cover gets blown.
oh yeah, I walked in on Theo watching it the other day, and it was on that. It was at that scene like where just everybody just fucking
Not just watching it.
just fucking gets mowed down, and I was like, "What the actual fuck are you watching right now?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Inglorious Bastards. You never seen it?" And I was like, "No,
You hadn't seen it yet.
I watched it for the first time the other day."
Yeah.
When there's like enough murder in a scene, it becomes cartoonish.
Yeah,
like after 10 plus people, you're like, this just is becoming slapstick.
Right, it doesn't even almost seem real in a sense,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Talk about slapstick, like the
The
scene.
Hitler when he gets shot at.
No. I'm thinking of Django. I'm thinking of Django now.
Oh
It's when they come back from like Calvin's funeral. They just buried Calvin Candy.
yeah.
And they come back to the house, and it's like late at night, and Django's like waiting up on the top floor,
Mhm.
like above the staircase. And he shoots Calvin's sister or whatever, and she's like right by the doorway. And it looks like she gets yanked by like one of those shepherd staffs, like they used to yank people off stage with. Like when she gets shot, it's just like a comical,
That's one of the things.
like
Getting blown
motion
away.
like that. Yeah.
My favorite part in that movie is when Samuel L. Jackson's character looks at one of the slaves and he's like, "You see that up on that horse?" He says the N-word.
Yeah.
That's what I fucking.
No, he's hilarious in that movie.
That's what I love about Tarantino. He always makes movies that are like, that at some points they're so serious and it's like really about what's going on, and then 5 seconds later, it's just like the dumbest, like quirky shit off to the side. I feel like he marries the comedy and the seriousness so well.
Yeah.
In Inglorious Bastards, when he first, or like at the beginning, and he's like, "Can I smoke in my house?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Of course.
And then he's like, "Can I smoke in your house?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And he pulls out this toy.
He's
Yeah,
like,
his
he's
little
like,
pipe.
Yeah.
The German pipe's bigger and better, of course. Yeah.
or like the first scene when you see Hitler and it's just like a really close up on his face, and it's all like,
It's just a caricature of him.
I feel like he does so well at like timepieces like that, like period pieces.
Yeah.
Just
he does. Yeah.
they don't really like have anything to say per se, but like they say so much within like the reactions between characters. Like the story really, the story could be whatever, but
I just feel like his films couldn't come out, like Inglorious Bastards could never come out today.
well, I mean,
Because people think it's too much.
it was from 2009. That's pretty recent.
But I mean, like in 2023, if that dropped as a film, everybody'd be like, "That's racist."
I feel like it would definitely be taken in a different tone, but I don't feel like it would be. I don't feel like people would have a problem because it's Tarantino. He's just got such a.
I'll say too, it's like his 2 latest movies, like Hateful Eight and what was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I haven't seen the Once Upon a Time.
Those have some racial aspects.
I'm
and
definitely in
humor.
You
Hateful
can't have
Eight.
Tarantino without some amount of
Right.
race.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
watching a Tarantino movie and expecting not to see somebody's feet at some point,
Yeah.
It's just like
There's
all the
just
little
the telltale
weird
signs.
shit that he puts in movies. You're like, oh, this is definitely a Tarantino movie, even if you didn't
Right.
know it was.
Just like when it's a Scorsese film or
The fast single shot, like
yeah,
Or like,
like a
uh,
Tim Burton film with all like the building
Or like
designs
Wes
and stuff.
Wes
Anderson.
Anderson.
They all have like
Yeah,
their own
Wes
like.
Anderson right there.
He's got a table and everything's symmetrical and
Yeah.
primary.
I love
colors.
Wes Anderson.
People think that's because he has OCD or something like that.
Bro, I'll
Like,
tell
he
you,
has some-
like he needs everything to be perfect.
Yeah,
there's
I see that.
the guy who made the movie Drive. I think he's some sort of Danish guy or something Refn winner or whatever. He's colorblind.
Oh, really?
So like all of the colors in his movies are so aggressively saturated because he's colorblind. Gosh, I'm so glad you're colorblind because we want to get these ridiculously, aggro colored movies.
Oh, that's cool.
I've
Looked up a little poster from it, like the contrast in the
Drive.
colors. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
okay.
they're that whole noir, like neo noir, kind of pastel
Yeah.
look. Like,
I guess I
that's
could turn up
cool.
my brightness and make it easier for y'all.
Like in that, and in the movie Only God Forgives, which also has Ryan Gosling in it, that kind of stuff. And then he made another movie called Neon Demon about models who get jealous of each other, so they eat them.
What? That's wild.
Yeah, it's model horror. It's sick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
well, I know what my fingerprint on movies is going to be.
I'm
From
gonna
now
say
on.
Theo.
Black and
Theo's
white.
also colorblind.
I'm not like severely colorblind, but
Is it like red, green, or?
if it's like neon green and yellow, I couldn't tell the
Oh,
difference.
okay.
Like purples and blues.
Yeah.
But yes, it's red green colorblind is what they.
That's what they
Diagnosed me
classified
as-
as that, even though, but you're like
Yeah.
good at distinguishing red, though.
I mean, I can distinguish red to a certain.
It's not
point.
what the actual like seeing of colors. It's with the cones in your eyes. So like, your eye has a red, green, and a blue cone in there, and so like, there's some sort of deficiency in the red and the green in his eyes that switches colors. Like,
I can't tell you how many times I've walked out of my room wearing a pink shirt, and it was blue. And Jaylen's over here. It's pink.
yeah, he's got like,
no,
he bought
it's
this
blue.
he bought this shirt one time, and he was like, oh yeah, I just grabbed my blue shirt, and he walked out with a pink shirt on. I was like, bud, try again. That's a
What color
bright
is
pink
that?
shirt.
Is that pink?
No,
What is it?
it's like a purple.
Have you ever seen Little
me.
Miss Sunshine?
Who?
Have you ever seen the movie Little Miss Sunshine?
Oh yeah, I watched it a few months ago with my fiance.
Yeah. They got the guy in that who's obsessed with Nietzsche, and he wants to be like a pilot, and then he finds out he's colorblind. Like, sorry.
It just crashes the whole world, and he's like, I
Right.
can't fly anymore. I have no reason for
It's a whole
living.
mental breakdown.
It sucks being colorblind,
Yeah.
not being able to do like government jobs, like
Yeah.
go into the military or be a
Yeah.
police officer or anything.
I bet you could get onto some
Absolutely.
some public works, Parks and Rec type beat. They'd probably be like, oh, is that what kind of shade of green is that forest? But like, you can still
Be like, it's
manage.
fucking green. What do you?
Yeah, you could
You might
manage
be able to
the
get
parks.
some. You might be able to like robot eyes soon.
That's true.
They've been coming out with like colorblind glasses and stuff, but
Okay, the lens.
they're like
has
$400
something in the
or
lens.
something.
I have
Yeah.
some horrible
Like-
vision myself.
like-
They're really weird. It's
Is
like
it like a prism type thing? It's like
no, it's just
Everything's
like
a prison.
it's just like sunglasses, but they have like these specialty lenses depending on what your colorblind is to like help you distinguish
Huh,
between colors and stuff.
huh, that's cool. Do you have to wear glasses otherwise? Be kind of weird. Maybe you could get like a sunglasses. Then it's dark.
I have sunglasses that. Well, I used to have glasses that turn into sunglasses, and they were.
Transitions lenses.
Yeah.
What I'm
They
saying
were so
is, like,
silly.
he doesn't wear glasses. He probably doesn't want to wear glasses, but he would want to wear sunglasses. But then I feel like sunglasses are going to kind of defeat the color correction.
You just take them off when you get inside. It's like back to being colorblind. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Back to being colorblind. Fuck.
Yeah.
Almost forgot.
That would be interesting.
What do y'all think about what's his name? The guy that makes Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, and his Neuralink shit that he's making, like where he puts a chip in your brain and it like
Yeah, I've heard
fixes
of it.
shit.
I'm an au naturel kind of guy. So
Yeah, me
the
too.
life that I was given, even if it's imperfect, I want it to because it's mine. Like I have very horrible vision, so horrible. Like we'd be ordering food and like I'm squinting and I'm right at the front cashier, like look at the menu.
That was me for the longest time. I denied that I needed glasses, and then went to high school and was sitting in the back. I'm like, my eyes hurt by fourth period. I'm like, all right, somebody just hand me your notes off.
We work with a kid that he needed glasses for the longest time, but his parents kept like pushing him back, and like he'd come into work without his without glasses on. This was before he got the glasses, and he'd just be staring at the screen like this the whole time. And I'm like, bro, you need glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see perfectly.
One of the gifted ones.
Hey, if I have to deal with colorblindness, you get to deal with sight, okay?
I'll take it.
but as long as it doesn't get way worse, I'm chill.
So Neuralink, though, I don't know, because they're billing it as like a thing that helps people with like spinal cord injuries and
Right.
stuff. Right. But then it's gonna turn into cyborgs. It is.
Oh, for sure. I definitely.
What I think is kind of crazy about all this future tech is like. Have you seen like the latest like Boston Dynamics robot?
Oh yeah, shit's fucking crazy.
It's like it's doing
Oh
gymnastics.
yeah, doing backflips and going into burning buildings.
It's not only doing backflips. I've seen it do like it like contort, like twists in the air, like in diagonals, and lands it, and it's like they've got that on the one side, and then like then you've got like these Chat GPT things that are really smart, and like if maybe that thing's not really alive, but if you put a Chat GPT inside of like a Boston Dynamics robot,
It's got consciousness.
that would seem more like a person or alive or like deserving respect or dignity or whatever you want to say than like a chimpanzee.
Right.
Like if like a Chat GPT inside of a Boston Dynamics robot was walking around talking, it would be so believable.
I feel like it's gonna come.
Crazy.
It's gonna come to the point where like you can't tell the difference between like a human being, and then they're gonna make some like
It's Blade Runner.
yeah.
Blade Runner, or have you seen Ex
Yeah,
Machina?
that's what I was about to say, something like that.
Ex Machina is a great movie.
You guys ever see the robot that they use at Disneyland for like the Spider-Man jumps and shit?
No.
It can literally do like backflips, front flips, and like twists in the air dressed as Spider-Man, and it looks like a human.
Oh, I think I've seen what you're talking about. It's like
But it's like an animatronic.
yeah, it's like part of the show in the
Like they'll
in a ride or something, I believe.
So like they'll
Is
have
he swinging from a web, or is he like climbing up a wall, or?
they'll have like Spider-Man on top of on top of a building jumping to another building,
Okay.
and then they'll
Are
have
there like more than one of these? It's like different parts of the ride. It's like you see them in different places.
it's not a ride, it's just more of like a show, and they'll have like an actor who's dressed up as Spider-Man like duck down behind like a wall or something, and then they'll have like the robot launch itself in the air and do like flips and shit. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Oh,
That's at Disneyland.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I saw this article and it was all about this guy who was trying to achieve immortality. And so he's doing all of the, taking like 50 supplements a day, eating this really, really horrible looking like green brown vegetable juice like all the time. And he's like, oh, I got to go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. He has like a little, he has like a dick coat, like it's like a little, looks like a raincoat, and he puts it on his dick and it like measures his like how much blood pumps in his nighttime erections, just to see how youthful he's feeling. And I was like, I want to live forever. Like
This is like a nonfiction article. Like this
no,
is a guy
this is
documenting
all
the stuff he
completely
does.
serious. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, I very much want to live forever, but like I don't want to live like
Right.
that.
You
Is
gotta
it worth
you
it?
gotta find a quality of life versus like living. If I'm
I think a happy medium is like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, like I do.
that's a
Nick is all about
Happy
all
from
about keeping
overeating.
himself
smoke me one, bro.
It's it's a little dicey with the lungs.
I'm about to
A
say,
little dicey.
once you get
I think the
It's got a
capillaries.
weird track record.
The capillaries are struggling to keep.
once
up.
you get past a pack a day, that's when it gets real sketchy. I feel like a pack you should be fine.
Nick's had
I should be fine.
just
Surgeon
keep it at-
General's
just pack it
Surgeon
there.
General's word of encouragement there. You should
You'll
be
be
fine.
alright.
I should have said a pack a day. You should
You'll
fine.
be all right.
It's so good.
There's people that like microdose on like snake poisons and shit, like snake venom. Like they'll take
Really?
snake venom and
Oh,
put it
does
in a
that to like
syringe.
build immunity slowly?
That's
or?
what they think that they're doing, but there's no like proven.
You get like a sick high off of it too. It's like
bet.
a bonus effect.
Probably like ayahuasca times
I'll
1,000.
bet
I don't
there's
know.
something in there.
I know that would be scary to do. It's like you mess up the amount.
Yeah, but they're like microdosing like really poisonous snakes.
I
Like
mean, people
crazy
like frogs that are
poisons.
poisonous and they get really high from that. You guys ever do DMT?
I can't say I have. I'm very open to it though.
Well, Alex. has
Well,
either.
just all right. And thank you for watching
We'll
the
just
Two
leave
Tone
it at that.
podcast. We'll see y'all next. No, I'm playing.
But no, like there's this movie called Enter the Void, and like a guy does DMT in that.
Oh, you showed me a scene from that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
like-
Isn't it all first person?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's, like,
that'll be
super duper trippy to watch.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That's
another
awesome.
super
It's a
duper
good
movie.
bunch of drugs
Nick,
in
you
it.
would love it. Hunter
Yeah.
S. Thompson. That's just
I
how
know.
you act.
Gonzo.
You know?
Fucking
Gonzo.
Cigarettes.
I don't
Johnny
act like
Depp,
that.
bro.
Bruh,
Johnny Depp.
You are smoking cigarettes all the time. That's Hunter S. Thompson for you. And he's just a good old, American guy, living
He's
it
a
up
nerd.
70s style.
What's crazy is like he had like a whole ritual on what drugs he took. Like
Yeah.
Jaylen showed me like
Oh,
the
yeah,
list
there
of
was-
all
I
the
found, like,
shit
a-
that he took. in
Oh,
one
I think
day.
I've heard of that. Isn't like not just original. It's like scheduled.
Yeah, it's
every
like
day.
Yeah.
He's got, like, a
8:15. Wake up.
breakfast drug.
Glass of orange juice, cocaine. Smoke a cigarette. 8:30. More cocaine. It's just like cocaine.
You can't say he's not
Alcohol,
organized.
some weed,
Maybe some LSD.
take a nap.
Well, so here's the thing. I mean, like, people are worried about drugs because it makes you spin out of control or spiral out of control, and a lot of times that's the case. But it's not the case with him, I guess. If he's in control of like the daily amount,
Right. I mean,
not overdosing, and
it's
He just killed himself for a way different reason, just like Ernest Hemingway.
right. I'm about to say, like, even though he was regimented with his drugs and shit, there was like a lot of times where like his drug use like curbed his ability to cover stories and shit. Like he was supposed to go to the
That race or something.
yeah. I feel like there was a couple of them. I feel like there was a race, and then there was also a boxing match that he was supposed to cover. It was like Ali versus somebody, and it was like overseas. It was like a huge thing, and he was supposed to
Oh,
go.
like the Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
it
That
might
one
have
with
been.
Ollie and Foreman.
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like he was supposed to go and cover it, but like he just wrote a story about like he got way too fucking high and just went back to the hotel room and just chilled there while Muhammad Ali like was in the greatest fight of his life, But you gotta find a balance between.
It didn't ruin his career.
Well, very
We're sitting
true.
here talking
Very
about.
true.
Very true. Yeah.
It is it's a fine line between doing too much drugs and doing the right amount of drugs.
Yeah. No. I'm like a Nancy Reaganite.
Just say no.
Yeah, Nick is
Just say
definitely the straightest arrow of this entire band. He's
That checks out.
he's kind of a square, really.
I know,
That's why he smokes squares. But yeah, I have learned, that like even if I have an infinite appetite, for intoxicants, my body has a limited ability
Oh, for sure,
to
for sure.
consume them. And besides all the like, oh, your body might puke or do something like that, they can also just make you so uninhibited that you just are a little demon,
Very true.
And so I must maintain the demon that's within.
Would you ever try peyote? Anybody?
Probs, but it's probably gonna make me puke, and it's probably gonna make me go for like 12 hours. That's why I was like, DMT's cool because like it's just 20 minutes of hallucinogenic fun, and then you're like, all right, back to reality.
Right.
Yeah, the short. Well, it's supposed to be really intense. I don't know, but yeah, the short amount of time seems more appealing to
Makes
me.
it manageable.
I can
I don't
understand
know.
that.
I don't like getting lost in like the feeling of like time disappeared and now I'm just stuck in it. And this is how reality is gonna be.
Oh, it definitely can get really fucking trippy if you start thinking about, just like we're all just spinning on this rock. And
Yeah.
there was one time I was on shrooms. I was laying in the backyard just like this, just arms out, and I was like looking up into the sky, and I was like, it never ends. The sky never ends. Like you could just keep going and going and going and going, and it never ends. Space
like one of
never.
those
I was like
infinite
looking out into
pictures.
space, and I was like, space never ends. And like if gravity just like all the sort and just turned off, I was like, I could just float off into space right now. I was just lost in my mind, just being like, it's ridiculous how vast it is out there, and just how tiny we are.
It's ridiculous how much we think we know, but we don't.
For real.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Even about the sea, and that's like on Earth.
Yeah, right.
We
It's
just
like
don't want to go down that
the
deep.
surface of the floor of the ocean is less explored than the surface of the moon, or less mapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Another like an alternative to like a psychedelic like peyote would be like a sensory deprivation chamber.
I've always wanted to try one of those.
Because sensory deprivation results in hallucination as well.
I've always wanted to
from
try
what I've
one.
heard. Yeah.
My friend Chris from California, he would combine those where he'd like take a bunch of shrooms and like be in a room that's completely pitch black, no sound or anything. He'd be like, yeah, I was just
Bro, it's tripping. on
communing with the
shit.
universe, like going entirely different dimensions.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta find my way back to Earth.
I've even had some moments of like, I like to do meditation every now and again. And I had this one time when I was meditating, I was sitting there for like half an hour, just not moving, eyes closed. And it felt like my entire being just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And like when I opened my eyes, I was like, it was like weird that I was like in reality.
Yeah.
There's definitely like different ways to get it even without drugs, which I find is really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
just like androgynously. I don't know which word I'm looking for.
I think
That's not what that word means.
I think
Endogenously.
I think
That's the word I'm looking
used it
for.
right the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
androgynous.
Yes, yes.
And being
First
ambiguous.
Alex.
I am what I like.
You know what I think would be sick? I just had a great idea for a film.
What's that?
What's that?
So, we're gonna start out the film. You remember that doctor's lamp that we had at the hotel?
That-
They were rolling out.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, the first shot is gonna be you sitting there. You're just gonna be rolling, and then we're gonna zoom into the weed, and it's just gonna show the universe
That'd be interesting. Just like
and
set
a
it
bunch of
out.
different like.
Just do
shit
like a
that
match
happens.
cut from like the way the weed's set out to like a galaxy or some shit. That'd be cool.
That'd
Sounds
be
like a
cool.
Kid Cudi music.
Oh,
video
yeah.
right there. You ever see like the cover for Indicud where like it looks like a bunch of flames, but it's also just dank nuts. They're all orange.
I have not. I'll have to look it up. That's fucking fried. I love shit like that where it's like, it looks like one thing, but then you look at it and you're like, holy shit. It's just a bunch of little things that make up the whole picture, I don't know what the fuck to call it, but
It's like the beginning of Uncut Gems, where like it zooms in super much to like the uncut gems that are the black opal, and then like as it zooms out, you're in Adam Sandler's asshole.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy who made that soundtrack? Is like a cool electronic
106 Point Never, aka Daniel Lopatin, aka the daddy of vaporwave. Those are all his true titles.
Really cool. I haven't listened to. He's a big fan of his. I haven't listened to much of his stuff, but that soundtrack's really cool.
It is wonderful.
Really cool.
I have to give it a check it out. I've never seen Uncut Gems.
It's good. I waited a while to see it too, but it's really good.
I've heard a lot of good
Yeah,
things
it's like
about
a
it.
constant adrenaline trip. Like you're always
Hell yeah.
super duper juked.
I love a good little thriller kind of movie.
Yeah, and they got another movie called Good Time. It's got Robert Pattinson in it, and it's like the same feel where it's just constant adrenaline all the time. Just crazy harebrained schemes and really sick, like creepy visual.
Hell yeah. I'll have to check it out. I've definitely heard a lot of good things about Uncut Gems. I'm always one of those people that like when something new comes out, I'm like, I'll watch it in 4 months when nobody cares about it.
Right. I definitely I feel like that about comedies. 'Cause if I happen to see the trailer, I'm like, I kind of want to wait to forget all the jokes that I saw in the trailer.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
I was telling people how I'm the kind of person that likes to read the Wikipedia synopsis for movies and books
Before you go and watch them?
Yeah.
Oh,
before I
no,
watch
man,
them.
I couldn't do that.
He'll spoil.
Everything.
I can't.
Do it.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Anytime someone's like, "So what do you think of this movie?" I just tell them the entire plot.
no.
Then they never want to see
No.
that movie.
No.
I'm definitely a person that's like, if I haven't even heard of the movie, I'm more likely to see it than something I've like seen trailers for. Because I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that? That's cool. You know?
Sure. Yeah. The mysterious. The mystique.
Right.
Remember when you, me, and Jacob were living together, and Jacob would just be like spending sometimes hours just flipping through like Netflix or whatever, trying to find something. And if he knew I liked it or wanted to watch it, he didn't want to watch it even more.
He'd be like, how about this? He'd be like,
No, and then like it would end up like on like him watching Superbad like,
For the 98th
yeah.
time.
10th time.
Yep. Stick watching that.
That's me as fuck. I'll be like, all right, what we're gonna watch tonight? Oh wow, we finally got back to The Office. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And
My sister, she's rewatched that and Friends. Like, no, I can't. I have rewatched The Office. I've watched Breaking Bad. Rewatched
so good shows.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. But I've never rewatched any shows outside of that, or reread a book, I've rewatched.
I can't reread books. Like, I don't know. I can rewatch
just
TV
read a new
shows
one.
and stuff, but like especially with like the kind of books I read, as more like a self-help kind of books. You know,
Yeah,
it's not really like a story or nothing. But I'm just like, I already know all this shit. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand how people can rewatch films and shit. It's like,
Oh, you don't like rewatching movies at all?
not really, because then I'll be like, oh, well, this happens here.
yeah,
That happens in the next part.
right.
10 parts later, this happens. And it's like, I already know what happens. Why would I like?
I get just pure aesthetic pleasure from like if there's a few scenes that I know I like. I mean, and then there's certain like shows that are like my comfort shows. Like my favorite show of all time is Xavier Renegade Angel, and they're like 10-minute episodes.
It was on Adult Swim like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's
right?
a horrible sim style CGI fever dream.
That's hilarious.
It's just crazy.
So witty and so
It's just-
fast paced.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, there's really no point even trying to describe it. There's a main character that's in everyone. That's about it.
He's a hairy abomination of a creature with bent legs, a snake arm, a little beak, and blonde hair, and 2 different colored eyes.
He's got like a California surfer, bro.
And he's like a shaman. He's like, I'm a Wakawahami healer.
But none of the episodes make sense.
I'm gonna teach you Navajo fisticism.
I've never
I
even
quote
heard of
him
this,
all the
this
time.
show in my life. That's hilarious.
Open up a can of philosophical thirst.
It's just bizarre. Yeah.
Adult,
But it's pretty good.
Adult Swim
It's pretty
used to
good.
have like the most crazy fucking shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd watch that, watch Off the Air, because that's like, there's no plots here. You know, you're just getting lost.
Just good
in
vibes,
visuals.
you know.
Yeah, I like to put it on when I like have a bunch of people over, have like a party, and then I'm like, what's something that people can talk over and are not invested in it at all, but it just goes on in the background.
Hell yeah. That's sick as fuck. All right. I want to talk a little bit more about the EP before we get into TT's talks and wrap it up.
Do we have to?
Oh, and I see how it is. You
Talked it
didn't
all
use
about
my
it.
quote of the week.
It's
Rude.
been great. It's been a wonderful conversation.
Yeah,
not
it's really been
talking
flowing.
about us.
That's rude, Jay.
I didn't even know you sent me a quote, kid. I'm sorry.
This
All right,
guy.
but you have to promise that we'll talk about conspiracy theories after we talk about the EP.
Okay, for sure. We can talk about it.
That's also our next album, Conspiracy Theories.
That's a good one.
Say less. All right, so so I've seen you guys had a few a tour, if you want to call it. You know, you had a few cities and bars and shit that you were playing around. How's that go? How has that been?
Yeah, I'd say that's been about what we've been doing about the last 2 years. I mean, we play. What takes us out of town the most is like Tin Roofs.
Hell yeah.
Tin Roof venues. So we'll
Lexington.
play Lexington, Louisville,
Yeah.
Cincinnati. The one here a lot, and then the one in Detroit we've played a couple times.
Yeah.
So those take us out of state. We do go out of state sometimes for other stuff.
We used to play in Chicago, like we did like twice, and that was
Yeah, it was a cool.
parking's really annoying, but
Yeah.
it was cool.
But because it's this venue called HVAC, it's really cool. But it's like 2 blocks away from like the Wrigley Field entrance.
Oh yeah, it's impossible. I'm gonna say, me and Theo just came back from Chicago over the weekend.
It's all very narrow back
Yeah,
streets, like off the main.
You gotta pay like $80 just to park in some dude's
Right,
driveway.
Just Chicago is fucking terrible to drive in. I don't understand how people do that shit on the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was there, I'd probably take.
I must say, I get a
Public
bike or
transit.
something probably. Just take the little scooters, whatever.
Get them open.
Yeah, fuck around.
But yeah, no, we really like playing like in out of town cities because one, I feel like we're like spreading the Dream Slice gospel.
Oh, for sure.
You know, but it's also cool just to see like, you know, how people like talk or dress a little bit differently, or, you know, just like their impressions of us. Sometimes we meet some characters.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
for sure.
which is fun.
For sure.
And I don't know, like, you know, sometimes we've played like when it's like a Halloween party or like a New Year's party, everyone's dressed up and it's a hootenanny.
Hell yeah.
Bonanza.
What would you say is like the biggest crowd you guys are performed for so far?
That's a good question.
Well, we just, if you want to get technical about it, when we did the drumstick dash.
Oh yeah,
that was like, I think, what did it say? Like over.
it was like 15,000 people, I
Yeah,
think,
that's what's up.
but not all at once because it's
Yeah,
like a
it kinda-
5K
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
So they're going by, but sometimes like it'd stop, like it would
Yeah.
come to a halt, and you'd have a solid like several hundred people in front of the stage. It was like the main stretch of like the 5K course that they were doing was on Broad Ripple Avenue, so our stage was like a few blocks away from the downtown Broad Ripple.
Hell yeah.
It was going by. It was cool.
Hell yeah.
It was like they had no choice but to listen to us because
Right.
they're stuck on the
Right.
track.
We also like.
But
you
we've
know,
had some big crowds at like
Yeah,
the
Lucas
Raskeller.
I've been trying to get to play at the
Lucas Oil
Raskeller
Stadium is
forever.
cool.
Oh yeah, we played like
Like the opening thing for Lucas Oil
we
Stadium
played for like an
Colts.
hour and a half when they opened the doors to I think it was like the second or third Colts game.
Oh, that's sick as
Of
fuck.
the season.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so they opened the doors, we started, people, you know, came in droves, and so that was a pretty good crowd.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I saw you guys playing. We're playing at what was it called? All In Festival.
Yeah,
that
all in
was a year and a
still
half ago.
the greatest high I've ever had from a gig.
Yeah, that was a little nerve wracking because we were
All originals.
we were
Oh,
doing
yeah.
all originals, but we were also, you know, kind of competing for the attention of the concert goers because it's like
Right.
a concert festival, and then you know, like Hall & Oates is on.
That's what I was
this
saying.
poster.
I was like, it's fucking
like,
crazy.
It's
Like,
John Fogerty.
it's
all
cool
these-
to be included in an event like that.
Right.
But we played on there were like 3 stages. Like it was like the main stage, and there was a stage inside the Coliseum.
Mhm.
There on the fairgrounds, and then we played on what was called the Indiana stage, which like featured local
hell
talent.
yeah.
And so I was a little nervous, you know, because people are like touring acts,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
widely touring acts are or historic names are, you know, playing on stages by you, and so it's like
For sure. I'm about to say.
want to do a good job.
I saw
love the rest.
the poster for it, and I was like, okay. Oh, Dream Slice. Hey, I know those guys. Right. I was like, they still made it onto the poster though, man. That's fucking sick as shit.
It was nice.
Yeah, we kind of like. I don't want to say we begged to get on there, but like they were already like the lineup had kind of been decided, and we're like, hey, our manager Lisa, we're like, hey Lisa, can you please put us on there?
That's how we said it.
She worked.
That's how we
there.
talked.
She
to
said,
her.
"We'll see what we can do."
In that servile tone.
Yeah.
But more directly related to the EP though, is like she was like she knew we were working on it, and she was like, "You need to get it out."
Mhm.
Right
You need-
after.
No, it was right before.
Oh, it was right before.
Yeah, we needed to have something to rep
Right.
Yeah.
going into it. So
We were rushing. to
we
finish
got
that
our
EP.
asses in gear and got it recorded. And shout out to
Mitch.
Is it 317 Wabash?
That was
Or it's
416 Wabash.
Is it 416 Wabash? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a great recording studio downtown. This sound engineer, producer guy named Mitch Lohman is one of the guys that works there, and
He's a wizard.
we worked with him a couple times. He's really good.
Hell yeah.
really good in the
The
studio.
greatest engineer we've ever worked with.
I must say, I was gonna ask if you guys went to a studio to record it because it sounds really fucking.
It's
well
right
done.
downtown. It's like Wabash and like
Right next to Cracky Alley.
it's not a good area. It's not a bad area either. It's
No,
like it's downtown.
Right.
It's downtown. It's not a high rise, but it's downtown. It's like kind of in between downtown and Mass Ave, like kind of that area.
Okay.
And yeah, and like the back alley by that place, it's just like just any given time you're gonna find like 10 people like lying there, like just
being cracked.
If you're in a
zoned
back
out.
alley anywhere in Indianapolis, it's pretty good odds.
Gold's getting made,
Yeah.
dog.
But it adds to the atmosphere,
Right,
I
for
think.
sure.
And I think it lent peace and grit, if I have to say so. But yeah, no. So it directly as regards the EP. Yeah, we kind of had that time crunch with All In. I mean, it was part of what led to its release. So
It did like a week or two, right? Like that the whole recording
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Which I wish we had more. I wish we'd given ourselves a little bit bigger window for a little like editing and post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could have done that with
Especially
him.
me.
He was like, "Yeah, you guys can give me like want me to adjust this or that or whatever." But we just really didn't have time. We had to release it.
I get
on
that.
streaming platforms before All In. But yeah,
Yeah, and I like it, especially me as like a keyboard synthesizer player. You know, I wanted, right? I now the way I arrange things, you know, I'm much more comfortable with like not thinking how am I gonna play this all live and stuff. And but you know, then it's like there's only a few songs that had me doing like a lead synth part and like, you know, a Rhodes chord part. And there's plenty where it's just me playing Rhodes. And for me, I'm always trying to make this band sound like not just your average sort of guitar band, like, you know, not just. I want the sounds to be like the timbres to be really interesting and almost cartoonish. And so I was glad I got to do, you know, some synth lead work on like the tracks, but there's so much more I know I could do, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to add on this next EP that we're gonna.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna say definitely as a musician I can always like whenever I go back and listen to my own stuff, I'm like fucking I know minute 1 and 20 seconds is there's one part that I could have like tweaked it a little bit where I, you know, nobody else would have known, but like you listen to it every time and you're like, why didn't I just spend 5 more minutes on this song and could have saved myself.
It's like going over with a fine comb, like a conversation that you wished had gone better,
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I think like it captured our energy at the time, which is good. You know,
I definitely feel.
Oh, we were definitely happy with the outcome.
Yeah,
it
I'm
would
gonna
have been
say
nice if we had given ourselves a little more time.
right.
But we were happy with the outcome.
I like the EP a lot. I love all the songs on it.
Appreciate that.
The second track is probably my favorite. Honestly, I can't remember what the name was, but
Which one is
I
that?
think that's Let Me Know.
I'll give it a look real quick.
Which it's one of my personal favorites too. It's got like a cool lead.
Yeah.
You know, synth line. It's got cool Peter guitar solo.
Yeah,
You know, and I
Let
think
Me
it's
Yeah.
one of
It's a good
the
one.
most driving poppy of the tracks. Yeah, so like, you know, and the way a lot of those were written were very different. Like, you know, the track All Night, that was basically completely recorded well before we like were actually recording the EP.
Before we were a band.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like we've
and some of the
we've
tracks,
all known each other forever, as
Right.
you know, and
Yeah,
so you know we'd send each other ideas and stuff, and I think anyway,
Yeah.
so that was like compiled when he was still living in California, and you recorded the keys and guitar on it, right?
Yeah, so if basically the chronology of the album would pretty much be, I was living out in California for a few years. Eventually, it got up to be about 5 years. But at one point, you know, I would go visit Indiana, and you know, me and the band boys, we would kind of come up with an idea, and then you know, record a few tracks, and that's where like Pillow Talk came out of.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one that wasn't played?
Know Your Name.
Yeah, I Know Your Name. And so those had been recorded for years, also with Mitch at, you know, 416 Wabash. And then, you know, way after that.
He updated them for this one too.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
kind of
I
match
added
our
another synth part.
newer stuff. Yeah.
And then, you know, Peter came out to visit me in California, literally smack dab right when COVID started.
Damn.
Like the March of 2020.
Right.
You know, and it was like, I guess you're going to stay here for a while because flights are not happening. But,
Right.
And you know, we had a fun little month of hanging out where we'd go over songs together, and you know, but also we're like a married couple, and that we can get on each other's nerves.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we're crazy.
I've had many a time where I'm just like, all right, so in the bass part goes boom, 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 and then the bass player is like, all right, what if I go boom, beep, boom, boom, boom? I'm like, no, it goes boom, boom,
Oh
boom,
yeah,
boom.
I know that
That's-
feeling a lot. Actually.
That's all I do is
That
rebel,
is
rage
Nick.
against the machine.
He's so contrarian. It is frustrating.
On Let Me Know, I don't know. I kind of like the bass part I came up with that.
Oh, it's great.
It's inspired by like a mambo
Yeah.
rhythm that I heard.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Perez Prado type stuff. Like he's the guy who wrote Mambo Number
Mhm.
5. Like the original version that got sampled for the is it Louis Vega? Is that the guy who did
I think so.
the one where he's like naming all the chicks?
Yeah.
You know, the one everybody dances to at weddings when we were kids.
Even that one. I
One,
need a little
two,
bit.
yeah. 3, 4,
Am I-
5.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. So anyway, it's like that genre. In terms of the rhythm for the bass part, it's like that kind of genre.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I must say, I always love the way that like the bass and the drums play off each other sometimes, and the way that like
Yeah.
you know they can play off each other and then they just go into the groove and there's just like just drum and bass. I love
Yeah. You
just
gotta
like
pay attention.
the root of the drum and the
Yeah.
bass together.
It's important.
Yeah. Anyways, after Peter went back, Jacob sent me like a little drum beat, and then I started, recording like some like little chord progression over that, like a very basic bass line and some guitar, stuff with the keys and just sent all those layers over to Jacob, and Jacob kind of masterminded the whole layering and arrangement of those just random parts that I sent. And then got like a really cool, in my opinion, it's still our like most dancey song. And like arrangement. And then Peter definitely was like, "Oh, I got a whiff of this. I need to be part of this." So he, put on his amazing, songbird of a generation vocals on top of it. And then, actually, what's his name? Kelson Camp. This guy who like he makes a song, "Bad" by Wale. Is it bad? I'm on for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm bad at it. And so like, and he made it even more kind of cool, mastered sounding. And then, the other kind of songs, most of those like they started as kind of Peter ideas, like "Let Me Know." I have the voice memos of Peter just playing that on guitar.
Oh yeah.
The one I personally like the best, I think.
Let's make it out.
No, that's mine. But like, it's co-written by me and Peter. I did the music, he did the lyrics. But
Yeah, that was definitely.
I like the one that's your brainchild. See You There.
Oh yeah.
That to me is the most fun to play. Just in terms of fun.
It's
I don't know if
super-
I don't know what I like the best really in terms of listening to, but I really enjoy playing that one.
Yeah.
You came up with a really cool structure for that song.
Yeah, "See You There" is probably our most like drum and bass, breakbeats influenced kind of song. It's got a lot of energy in it. And then "Make It Out." It's also got a good amount of energy, but it's a little bit more. It's got this wild, funky part that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like they're in the bridge.
But that's one thing I've always been terrible
I-
at making is bridges. I can never fucking put a bridge into a song.
Well, we were just jamming, and I came up with like a Parliament Funkadelic kind of like flashlight kind of part, and everybody else started jamming to that, and I ended up throwing
Crazy effects.
Yeah, I've got
on
like
bass.
a fuzz and an envelope
Mhm.
filter on there. So during like the bridge part of the guitar solo, it sounds more like a synthesizer than a bass.
That's sick as
really.
fuck.
It's good because I
Yeah.
didn't add any synth to that song.
Yeah.
Your shit was
But your key part's funky.
Yeah.
Just like the funky Rhodes part. Yeah.
true.
Nothing beats a good Rhodes, man.
No.
It's all over that album.
Oh yeah, it's so
That
good.
EP.
I love
Yeah.
the sound of a Rhodes. Honestly, I wish I had one.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Korg SV1, and that gives me all the kind of authentic
Hell yeah.
sounding Rhodes parts. It's got plenty of like onboard effects.
Oh yeah, those Korgs are
Sound.
fucking crazy. Sometimes, like especially with all the fucking extra bells and whistles you can get on onto
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
that's basically my setup. Is the Korg SV1 for key parts and a microKORG for all the synths.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like live, like you use the Rhodes sound on your main keyboard, like
Yeah.
you use strings too. I feel like, right?
Yeah, I'll use
Yeah.
I'll use strings. I'll use piano sometimes. I'll never use Korg.
Very
He's
rarely.
anti-order.
Would you
I'm very anti-order.
The rest of us are all anti that.
would
he's
you ever get
anti-order.
like one of those pianos that has the whammy bar on it?
Those are cool.
You know, like
It's like a clavichord with like
yeah,
that.
yeah, there is like a clavichord, but I mean, you can get kind of that effect just from like, for instance, on my microchord, you know, that has like a modulation and a pitch
Yeah,
wheel, you know. So I sometimes I do like, you know, like you know.
I love a good modulation on the keyboard. That shit's always
I
blown my
just-
mind how motherfuckers can
Yeah.
just go so smoothly between notes. I'm like, it sounds
Yeah,
like
I gotta-
fucking Transformers or some shit.
Or just
I mean,
get
everything I like, the synth sounds I go for are super wacky and
Oh, I
cartoonish.
love-
I was like,
That's one of my favorite things to do. Just go into. I use GarageBand for all my music, so I just go into GarageBand and fucking load up their most random sound and be like, all right, I'm gonna make a song around this one sound and just make that one sound the melody, or just find a pad that I like really a lot. Just find a chord progression that goes.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say that like each member of the band kind of has their own like genre leanings.
Oh, for
you
sure,
know?
for sure.
Like, you know, I tend to be, you know, very electronic, very like R&B influenced. So like my chords tend to be, you know, very like lush harmonies, you know, with the with you know, big silly electronic like textures. And then Peter, I'd say like he's much more of the beachy singer songwriter kind of guy. You know, he writes the stuff that is definitely, you can tell, is written on a guitar.
Right.
And you know, kind of travels and wanders to different places. You know, I think his voice sounds a lot like Rex Orange County, personally.
I can see that. I really love the timbre of fucking Peter's voice. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's got a thick soul, but it's also like angelic.
Right, like he's got a real nice like bassy end to it, but he can throw it up real high. He's got quite a good range, I feel like.
And he's a magician with, you know, when he does his background vocals. You know, it took me a long time just to understand the logic of writing like harmonies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He always just throwing in little layers. That's
Yeah, he is really
extra
intuitive
stuff.
with it.
very intuitive.
Yeah.
If you ask him to explain anything he does, you would not get an explanation.
Yeah, man, that's how I feel like I am with music and stuff. Like, I've had so many people be like, "Can you teach me how to play piano?" And I'm like, literally, all I did was copy and paste the YouTube video from my brain onto the key, onto the. Like, that's all I got for you. Just play what he told you to play.
Yeah, no, he's mysterious and fantastical. You know, he's like a rare tornado of inspiration that, you know, you have to be delicate with. You know?
Alex is in love with Peter.
It sounds like, yeah, as you said, y'all are an old married couple.
He's just composing on the fly, like these impromptu love odes. We get it.
I think he's truly the most wonderful songbird of this whole generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two birds of a feather, you two.
Yeah. You know, two stoned birds at once, I like to say.
All right. On that note, we're gonna hop into TT's talks before we.
I have a question before we hop in.
Hit him with the question first, T.
Have you guys ever thought about like doing soundtracks or like helping make soundtracks
Yes,
or anything?
definitely.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
I've actually soundtracked at least my homie Get Some Money. He made like a short film that was about 10 minutes long, and I did like this little string arrangement soundtrack for him. And beyond that, I also like making like kind of like synth soundtracks that are very ambient, kind of similar to like the soundtrack on Uncut Gems and Blade Runner and stuff. So I'm very, very much into that concept. I just, whenever I have friends that want to make films or shorts, they can never quite accomplish it. So I
Wonder who you're referring to.
the last one went crazy.
Yeah, we shall remain nameless. Yeah.
We had a friend who went to the loony bin.
Yeah.
If y'all would like to join Jaylen in any making of soundtracks for any of my films, you can. I'd be
I'll
down.
be happy to. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely always want to be part of soundtracks, and I'm actually kind of getting into sync licensing anyways. Like I have, you know, like there's ambient kind of more film soundtrack stuff, and then like I also just have so many unused beats that it's like, if you guys ever want something like that, just background stuff.
That's a lot of what Jaylen stuff is like
that's
unused
that's
beats,
literally like
videos.
why I dropped the unfuckswittable. Like
Yeah.
I got really into like making beats for like I was trying to make Theo a beat for one of his music videos, and he was like, "No, I'm just kind of looking for something else." And I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'll use this on there."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You said it's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on Spotify, Apple Music.
Oh, it is on
and-
Spotify too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Unfuckswittable. My artist name is J.A.K. It's an atrocious name, I know, but
If y'all
just
wanna
like
follow-
phonetically
Can I see
having
it?
to spell it, putting the periods in there.
Can I see? I need to see it. I can't even picture.
Oh,
You spelled it for me, and
It's
I
like,
know
need to fucking see
I know
it.
how to spell, but I can't picture it.
Jack.
Yeah, it's my initials. Hold up. If I knew how to work my own phone, I could pull up a picture of it.
I
Make
promise.
your silly
I
face.
promise. I promise. I know how to read.
Uh,
But I need to see his
Good
name in
Lord.
print.
Nick needs to see his own eyeballs.
I literally just had it in my hand. I don't know what happened to it.
Ha! Oh, dang it.
Gotcha. There you can kind of see it at the top. That's the
I
old.
got more views than we do.
Oh, there we go.
subscribers.
No, I like that. It's ungrammatical, but that's the
Right,
point.
it's just terrible to have to type in and having to do the period every other time. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about taking the periods out, but then I had to re-upload all my shit to a different name, and I'm J.A.K.
If y'all would like to follow my,
Man of many periods.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
rare thing.
Once a month.
if y'all would like to follow my career, you can find it at Glass House Films on YouTube.
Okay.
Sick name.
Awesome.
Do you know
Looks
there's
like
there's a venue in Pomona called the Glass House Pomona?
I did not.
It's wow.
It's very dark.
It's
Dark and
like a horror. The first that's my first short that I've ever made, and it's like a horror short.
Sick. I'll check it
I
out.
did the soundtrack for that as well.
Yeah,
I forgot I did that.
We like being
Wait,
around.
the Glass House Films? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We like being around like other creative people. Stuff. People that make like other art forms besides just music.
Oh yeah, us
Yeah.
too.
I tolerate other creatives in my orbit.
I mean, we do believe in. Well, I believe in a hierarchy of the arts, and it's incredibly biased towards musicians, and it also has fashionistas on the very bottom.
I don't know. What do you guys think the highest art form is? Like when you like anything, like what do you like? Oh my god, the ability to create like a novel or movie or whatever. What do you think is the
I kind of feel like
pinnacle?
video game making is up there because
That's
they
pretty
do a
impressive.
lot.
A whole
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting because that's something that requires a lot of people. To
Yeah.
make it.
But then so does an animated
And so
film.
does a movie. Any kind of movie requires a pretty big. Even more than it always requires more than one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about something that's only created by an individual? What do you think is?
I'd say like playwright or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like make up the whole world and have everybody have like different dialects and the way they talk and shit like that. I feel like that could be difficult.
And then sometimes because Jaylen and would read over some of my script ideas that I have, and he'd be like, "This doesn't sound like two separate characters. It sounds like one person talking." And I'm like,
Yeah, you gotta
Like an
have.
interior monologue.
yeah, because you have to
you got to set up like each person's like
yeah,
characteristic traits and stuff. Like
Like
not
one half
everybody
of Lyft,
talks in the same like
or
lingo.
somebody talks like a ghetto person, or
Yeah.
somebody talks like a proper person. It's kind of hard to.
You got like
Bring all
a
that.
mid-Atlantic FDR guy, and then
I'm from Georgia over there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like all the little idiosyncrasies between.
They can't just all have vocal fry in the 21st century. Yeah.
I don't really know if I'm about that. Thank you very much. All right. I love just doing Valley girls and Valley guys. Do you want to go to the mall because bitch, you fucking need new rides.
I've been really into the Aussie accent recently. I don't know what it is,
Aussie.
mate, but the
Aussie?
Aussie accent, mate.
I tackled a fucking kangaroo just to get it.
It's just so fucking fun to do, mate. Like, it's a fucking good time,
I,
mate.
I can't really do any accent, but I like the Kiwi one.
Oh yeah,
talking
Kiwis
about
are fun.
Down Under, like this camera right here says Mexico, but like I've noticed people from New Zealand, all E's are always do like a long E, so Mexico would be like Mexico. It's like I'm frying up some eggs.
Some eggs.
Yeah. Like they always pronounce the E, the long E.
That's fucking hilarious.
But
Yeah.
It reminds me, Jacob would show me the show Too Hot to Handle. It has so many Aussies in it, and like, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm just living my life, but like, you know, I just want to find love or something like that. But they'd always be like, you know, this girl's got me hot and bothered. I don't know what to do.
It's like, how do you expect me to take you seriously when you sound like that, dog?
I laugh my ass off.
And then you got like the people who live in California that talk very slow and very like.
I can do the best
smooth
impression of
and-
that, dude. All right, so you take the 405, and then after that you take off.
And it's always about traffic.
Yeah.
They're never talking about anything that's not traffic related.
I just like to hang 10 on Newport Beach. You know what I'm saying? Just got back from that place, dude. You know?
I got fucking pitted on a
Smoke a couple
10-footer, dog.
spliffies. Yeah.
Then you go to Wisconsin.
It is fucking.
Up in Fargo?
It's fucking
You guys have
crazy
the
how
Fargos.
we all speak the same language, but it like even like throughout the U.S. it's fucking crazy how different like
You mean how annoying
this section
everyone else
speaks
sounds?
this section speaks different than that one, and then like it's almost
The
like
fact that English people think they speak the original English language, that it's a serious language.
he's like, oh Mike,
Yeah.
give me a spot of tea. And I'm like, nobody has talked like that since 1812.
I put the jug in the water closet, and then I got you, and then after that, I neck it around. You know?
Fucking crisps.
Gonna leg it.
You want some crisps, bro?
Some crisp, bruv. In it. You know, that's my favorite.
Isn't it, bro?
I feel so out of the loop here. I can't do British accents.
Wow. Just watch
Like I
people
try,
do
I
nothing.
practice when nobody's around. I really do. Like I try to work on it. I think this is how like I whistle pretty good, and like
Oh, he's the best
when
whistler.
people overhear me whistling, they're always like, I can't whistle. So that's how I feel about British
It's
accents. is
How
I
does
can't
it
do a
feel to
British
be on the
accent.
other side?
Yeah.
I think it's annoying how they call French fries crisps over there. Or no,
Yeah.
chips crisps.
Yeah.
And then they call
Cri-
fries
what are
chips.
crisps? Oh, I guess crisps are like potato chips that are like.
Yeah, crisps are potato chips, and then like chips are fries. Like why would you call
They
French
call
fry chip?
so cookies are biscuits, and then actual biscuits are digestives.
I would not want to eat something called a digestive. That just sounds like a
I'm
laxative.
cool off of all that. No, thank you.
I
Yeah.
have one digestive. a day.
They have the most bland tasting food of all time. You hear about when they like put a Popeye's
You've
chicken
never
in
been to
there.
England, so why don't you stop talking shit?
They got only fucking soup and baked potatoes.
And
All
tea.
right. And
It's got
toast.
tea.
I feel like they got some hard ass bread over there too.
They love
They
do
do
like
like
some
some
baked
bread.
beans from.
Oh
They
my
do
God.
Like baked beans.
They love. I do too, but they really like them. They
Who
like
the
them
fuck
like
puts
just-
baked beans
I
on
think
toast?
Yeah,
that shit's
yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah, you don't know.
You want some
I haven't
soggy
tried it.
toast, bro?
He's right. It does get soggy. Maybe they don't put like a lot of like. Maybe their beans don't have like a
Juice to them.
glaze or whatever. Like
Well, no, 'cause they
so it
like-
wouldn't get soggy or something.
They'll just take a can of beans and dump it on a toast.
It's true.
Piece of toast. I'm like,
without
fucking-
cooking it.
yeah.
Cold
And they
beans.
think that they're the
No.
height of civilization. And that's
Okay,
what
there's
they
gonna be some.
colonize
There's gonna be some
everybody.
canned water with those beans. So you're right. That's gonna be soggy. I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing the world of a difference that the English Channel makes for food, because I've been watching a lot of like Anthony Bourdain recently, like episodes where he goes to France or like places that France
France loves
set up
sweets.
colonies, and just the French food looks amazing.
I had
Just
macarons
looks so
lately,
good.
like, because I never really had them, and they are so cool.
We were,
Right?
They
we
are
were in
pretty good.
Chicago and we went to a Greek restaurant. And Jaylen's like, Greek food is just sweaty Italian food.
It is.
It pretty much
No,
is.
it's-
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I have some fun Greek related terms.
I haven't had enough Greek food really to judge whether I like it or not.
I've had it twice, and that was one too many times.
Or
Yeah, I mean, it's just gyros. It's just like lamb,
the
goat.
gyros are good. I like
Yeah.
lamb.
I'm not a big
See,
lamb person.
You know, there's more recipes in that.
I feel like gyros would be good if they had like some type of sauce with it.
Oh, yeah,
Usually
there's
it's
not
just
really
like
much
Don't they put like
Usually it's just like
Don't they put like
lamb.
a yogurt? They put like a savory yogurt on that bad boy.
Not the ones that I've had.
Oh.
They've just been lamb. And
Well, lamb can be kind of dry, and so can like a pita wrap. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
pita
mean, yeah,
wraps.
you would want
It's
some
like-
sauce on there.
Yeah. I was at a Greek
I agree.
restaurant and they had a belly dancer, and that was honestly the
Where?
coolest Greek dancer.
What was that?
He's like, I'm not even here for the food, bro.
There's a Turkish restaurant called Anatolia down in Bloomington. I've had a couple
That
times.
has a
It's
belly dancer.
No, unfortunately, and no hookah. It sucks. But
Yeah.
the food is good. The food is good. Atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's like you're in Bloomington without any fun things except the food. No,
No,
I'm kidding. I'm
Italian.
not trying to shit talk Anatolia. I had it a couple times a long time ago. It's Turkish. It's pretty good.
Italian food, amazing.
Yeah, I'd say really probably
Yeah,
any
it's
like
my people,
Mediterranean
you know?
food's gonna be pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Because they all have a lot in common.
for sure.
Yeah.
They all got the same sea they're fishing in.
Belly
I love
bread.
olives.
Belly pasta.
I love olive oil, but I can tolerate olives.
See, I'm not a big olive guy.
Yeah.
Garlic salt's my main thing. I just put that shit on everything.
Oh, it is fucking fire.
Man, I was at this like birthday party, and the birthday party was my friend from California, and like his family's Mexican or whatever, but they wanted it themed. They were like, it's 1001 Arabian Nights, so everyone was like dressed in like turbans, and
Bobs.
and I guess like, but they also had a belly dancer, and I think it's a wonderful experience, to get a belly dancer. So,
Yeah.
and a bunch of pillows in your backyard.
Let's all name our favorite food.
Ooh,
Alright.
I've been on a steak kick recently.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not much of a sleep.
All right, wait. Let's modify it. Okay, last meal. You're on death row,
Oh,
and it's like medieval death row. Like
Oh.
it's gonna be long and painful. So you really are gonna think long and hard about this last meal.
Baked spaghetti,
Oh, it's-
macaroni,
Yeah.
Pick one.
maybe a
No, I'm kidding.
cheeseburger.
Okay, all three of those. Is that like you have like one of each on a plate for your last meal?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
You going
good. That
out
sounds
heavy,
really
bro.
good.
That's a lot of shit. If I'm about to
That's
die,
the point.
Maybe some
Whatever. You're gonna be dead.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
fair
feel
enough.
full.
Yeah, fuck it.
Someone else is gonna
Bring
have
me
to
the
clean
Chinese
shit up.
buffet, dog. Just
Yeah,
let me go around the cart one last time before I get zapped.
that's a good one.
One final thing of pain.
I thought of that.
It's
I
just
thot
the
of
lady from Harry
switching
Potter
it to that
just
because
walking
you said
through.
steak, which I wouldn't say is my favorite food. But if I had my death row last meal, I think I'd have like steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy. And, like,
Oh my god.
Something.
Some mashed potatoes and
I think
gravy.
going out like that would be marvelous.
I-
And I'd request like a cigarette and
Oh
coffee.
yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
You got it.
Biscuits and gravy too.
And if they made me choose between the meal and the cigarette and the coffee,
Cigarette and the coffee.
I would
Hidden.
take the
Cigarette and the coffee. You can
unfortunately.
shoot me while I'm smoking the cigarette. I don't even care. I just
That would
light it up.
make it really easy. That'll make it easier on me.
Just let me,
Yeah. Nick would love that.
take me out.
Such a romantic death.
Just the cigarette.
My
That's all you get.
so French of you. No, my favorite. My
Chicken
fiance. Oh yeah,
Chicken
fiance always
tenders and
makes me mean
fries.
pasta. It's got like peppers in it, got onions in it.
That sounds good.
Basil. All sorts of seasonings and stuff, and I could have infinite amounts of that. Love myself some salmon with rice and broccoli. That's a good one. And then I don't know. Yeah, I mean, endless amounts of pizza. And you know what? I had some panda.
He's just naming all.
He said,
I am.
I had.
Give me a bucket of
breakfast,
everything.
I eat food like I'm a human vacuum cleaner, and so anytime the band goes out to like have food, I'm always just staring, usually Peter down, and being like,
So
"So you gonna finish those
there's-
fries?"
Peter's
I know
like-
you're
Peter's
not.
like
see
a-
how you have
so
half a
he's
chicken
not gonna
finger on
finish
your
it
plate.
ever.
Oh, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little taller than me. He's no,
I don't know how far past 120 he is. He's such a
What?
such
Did
a
you say
little guy.
120?
Yeah.
No, he's 140.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that eat super freaking slowly.
Oh, I can't. Although I'm trying to learn how to. Okay,
Yeah.
so I had fondue like a night ago, and fondue forces you to eat slowly because it's like, oh, it's got the cheese.
You don't want to drip all over the place.
Well, and like you gotta literally cook your meat. Like you can't just—it's all raw right there.
Oh,
So-
you're cooking it in the fondue?
Yes, and like it tastes
Whoa.
good, but it is. I'm just used to gobbling stuff in my
Yeah,
face.
it's different. I had to learn that
I grew
shit.
up with this one.
I had to learn that shit. Like when I moved out, I'd be making dinner, and then it was like 5 minutes later, I'm like, my fiance sitting there just like starting their meal. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not a race anymore. I don't have to compete with 2 other brothers to get seconds
Yeah.
anymore. You know?
Growing up with brothers teaches you to eat fast.
Right.
Like, because they'll be like, can I have a piece of that? And then they'll just fucking grab it. And it's like, bro, I'm just going to eat.
Or I used to hit Theo with the, I touched it, it's got my germs on it now. You don't want to eat my germs. And
I can eat stuff off the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a street rat.
Ah.
Like, you guys don't even know the full extent of my levels of depravity when it comes to eating every bit of food. I love eating, like, say, like, we'll play at, like a restaurant or whatever. Say there's some other table that, like, they haven't quite finished their food and the person's about to clean it up. I'll snag as many fries as I
you just over there, just leave the sauce.
And if there's a bar tab involved, we enjoy that to its fullest.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
I gotta get our money's worth.
I forgot.
TT's talk.
All right.
It's gone.
We are at an hour and a half. Let's get into TT talks before we.
How's this compared to the average length?
The guest episodes usually go about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So
Make us feel good.
It's true.
I must say,
It's okay. They're gonna edit out 90% of
I don't edit.
I
I
hope
don't
so.
edit anything. I just put the raw clip right on YouTube.
Nice.
Wow.
My favorite part of this video is the guy with the most.
I don't know if y'all can hear it. It probably
Thank you.
just burns y'all's ear holes. All right, sorry for all the clicking and shit. I had to.
He's not gonna edit this
Nope.
either. Nope.
Oh, we don't get to hear the.
Oh no, my PC is running low.
It should be running high, bro.
If only.
Get that runner.
Get you some of this, big dog. Yes, sir. The computer's. Oh Lord. Okay. I ain't even talking about these. I'm just fucking switching them. The pose, the power, the presence. They call me Mr. Bombastic. Theo always just be sending me the most random ass fuck shit in the middle of the
That's
night.
James' cat.
Bombastic.
Not really, but that's how his cat would act.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that. He's not that fat quite yet.
Bulbous.
He's getting in there. He's
Rotund.
getting there for sure.
I got a cat.
What's his name?
So elegant. Her name is
Oh,
Nile.
her name. Oh, hell yeah.
She's very, very sweet and social.
That is so me.
As fuck, he said. What year is it? I had to wake him up at the hotel. He said, 5 more minutes. Went back to sleep. I said, bro, you gotta get the fuck up now.
Sleepyhead say, man. You guys ever seen Tusk?
I've heard about it, but I can't say I've seen it.
A man gets turned into a walrus.
That's what I've heard. It's
It's like it happens really magically, and he looks just like a walrus, and it's
right.
really nice. and
Yes,
feel
yes,
good.
of course. That's exactly what I've heard.
His humanity isn't ripped away, shred by painful shred.
Obviously, I don't know if you have volume. There's not really anything.
I don't really play video games anymore.
Me neither, honestly.
I mean, I'll do like a crossword puzzle.
I could play video
Nick
games for
is
like
an old man.
20 minutes, and then I'm like,
It's like Scrabble.
I can't.
got it.
He's a 46-year-old divorced dad, is what he is.
I did the Washington Post crossword puzzle last night.
I got it done in 6 minutes. Fuck with me.
Their news coverage
Don't fuck
bullshit.
with
Their
me.
crosswords are fucking fire.
Nick is always keeping up to date on current events, and the sad part is that I can't say I'm not keeping up to date on current events because it's
You
literally
try to like suggest that you're better than me, and then but that you have the same weaknesses and failings as I do.
same
Also,
historical vices.
you're trying to have it both ways.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is a
God.
birth control ad right here.
What?
Just
You can just take that
You're
thing,
blaming the child for spilling on that?
throw it against
Just-
the wall.
How do you know? We didn't see
the way,
this is
just
what
the
aftermath.
smugness of when it looks back up at his mom after it throws it right on the ground.
Oh, like I didn't.
He said, "Come here." I
Like,
swear
it's
to
Just
God.
That kid's an asshole.
very
Oh well, fuck me. We're still recording. Let's go. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. That's good.
Alright.
That It didn't get a
So
We got him.
my video
Sounds
cut
good.
out, but we can fix that in just a second. Hit this go black,
Okay.
activate. We're back. All right. Sorry if
I wonder if like the computer died before I said I was pro infanticide.
I'm about to say
I'm not
not sure what it caught in the interim, so I'll go back and edit this episode. Just make sure we all still have our jobs at the end of it. But all right.
I
There's like 2 more.
you don't have to edit anything I said. I stand by it all.
Oh yeah, this.
Nick's no longer teaching children, so he's no longer, can say how much.
Yeah, I used. Well, I had a
There's
job.
a one.
I think
I was
it's
working
one.
at a school until like
No,
a
it's
month and a
one
half
right
That was
now.
the
ago.
first one.
Yeah.
Teaching in Spanish because he's so good at knowing Spanish. Look at him.
Oh,
No, I wasn't teaching Spanish, but
Well, not teaching in Spanish.
yeah.
gotcha.
Just regular reading and math because he can't specialize.
Is this a compliment or an insult?
He was such a good teacher, but he was only able to teach this one subject, and
Well, I don't.
But he's such a renaissance.
I don't
man. He
do
wasn't
it
good at
anymore.
anything.
What are we talking about? I don't even do it.
all right. Before the podcast devolves any further, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to show us you appreciate what we're doing. Dream Slice guys, you got anything before we log out? Any dates to promote? Any upcoming anything really?
No, I would just say our social media handle for Instagram, for Facebook is Dream Slice Music. No like underscores or funny stuff, just all lowercase. Dream Slice Music, one word, at Dream Slice Music. Yeah, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. Just Dream Slice if you want to go on like a streaming platform to check out the EP. And we on all the social stuff, we update our following as to like when we're playing and where.
Hell yeah. Right on.
And I also got a little solo project called Neon Adonis that I want to plug because I've been making new music for that, and I'm gonna put that out in like really, really soon.
Hell yeah.
Only don't check that out. Just check Dream Slice out.
It dilutes the brand.
I'm about to say I always love
Actually actively ignore it.
I personally love a good side project, man.
No, check it out. It's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
It's like it's different. It's a completely different thing than what Dream Slice does. So yeah, I mean, there's it's cool. Like good variety.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe you'll check out both and you'll hate both.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say?
And you can see why you hate both.
Yeah. The important thing is to do the research. You're right.
All right. We appreciate y'all guys for coming on.
Hey, thanks
No
for
problem.
having us. It
No
was a lot of fun.
I always love having
Yeah.
guests on.
I hope the technical thing doesn't make things.
I
hard
think
on
it should
you.
be okay.
Okay.
It'll be all right. They don't really care too much. All right. Thank y'all for watching the Two Tone Podcast. See y'all next week. Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.